3 o'clock in the morning, whole place is locked and shuttered. Did the gate with bolt cutters.
What about security cameras?
No. Oh, I never thought we'd be a target for anything heavy. I mean, we don't handle money here, not even wages.
But you employ a night guard.
Yeah, but it's just to see off kids larking about. I didn't count on him getting caught up in anything violent.
Socko's found 2 sets of tyre marks. One of them's definitely a van, all right.
What does she reckon on the others?
Car. Looks like it took off at speed.
So, this is what they're after, eh?
Yeah, I reckon they got away with at least 80. We're doing a stock check now.
All empty?
Well, it's not the beer they're after. These things are valuable. Smelt them down, you're looking at a lot of money.
It's a healthy pay for a night's work.
Yeah, looks like they enjoy their work and all.
That's what I can't understand. The ambulance man last night, he seemed to think they drove straight at the guard. Deliberate.
The other keg thefts were pub yards, sir. Just the odd keg or two. Could have been kids.
And this was a brewery itself?
Yeah, and this one turned very nasty.
Any witnesses?
Well, the night guard's not going to be a lot of use to us, even if it does come round.
How about the 999 caller?
She thinks she heard the kegs being loaded.
Nothing else?
Yeah, she saw a car shining its lights into the yard having a good look, but this was well after.
Right, get Suzi onto it.
Right. Oh, and Mr. Brownlow's looking for you. Apparently the brewery's been onto him.
Have front desk found you yet, Sarge?
No, should they?
Well, there's some guy down there been told to ask for you. Something to do with brewery security?
All right, thanks.
Well, Mr. Chivers' ex-job. He knows the score. Very least, it gives us an extra man on the ground, one who can probably talk to the landlords.
Well, that's fine if he knows what he's doing.
Look, brewery security are dealing with keg theft day in, day out. They might have something to teach us, Jack.
Look, I'm nothing against working with outside agencies, sir. I mean, if it means nicking more villains, that's all to the good.
I'm pleased to hear it.
But right now, I've got a bunch of nutters running around out there who've just put a guard in hospital. The last thing I want to do is spend time on some PR stunt.
This is not a PR stunt. The breweries take keg theft very seriously. Let's meet them halfway. What I'm looking for and what Area are looking for is inter-agency cooperation. I don't want to be seen dragging our feet, Jack.
No, sir.
We had a team of keg thieves operating in Essex about 6 months back. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like they're now on your patch.
Well, it needn't be the same bunch. It could be just a copycat.
Nothing certain, but the MO fits.
Frank Shivers, D.C.I Meadows. Thanks for your assistance.
Pleased to be here.
Well, carry on. Don't let me stop you.
Thanks. A lot of scroats doing keg thefts are small scale, lack organisation. Not this lot. They're strictly professional.
So what are you saying? You know who these guys are?
We've been close to them before. I've got some names and faces for you. I've given your collator a list. She's getting them run off.
But if you've got names, what stopped Essex from nicking them?
Didn't have the proof?
The team moved on before we could assemble our case. A couple of us were in undercover, posing as buyers. Put it around, we were interested in ingots. Then suddenly nothing. They weren't there anymore.
What about the security guard from last night? Any chance of getting anything from him?
He's in intensive care. Wheelchair case at best.
So it wouldn't take much to turn this into a murder inquiry.
I told your officers last night, all I heard was a racket, kegs banging about. Woke me up.
But you said you saw a car afterwards.
Yeah, but he was just nosing. Had his lights on full, shone straight into the yard.
What do you think he was doing?
Dunno. Went out myself, but he drove off before I could have a word, like he was late for his own funeral.
What about the car?
It was white, had his side door all smashed in.
Did you see the driver?
No. Oh, the car was off the estate, though.
How do you know that?
I'm a health visitor, spend half my life over there. I've seen it parked up.
Do you think you can handle him?
Yeah, seems all right to me. Well, he knows his stuff. It could be quite handy.
Maybe. Let's see if we can make use of him, eh? Go and give him a guided tour of the area. Look at the larger pubs and see if you can get him to talk to the landlords.
Sir?
Gov, stuff from forensic. Socko confirms that the second set of tyre marks by the brewery gate was definitely a car. The tread was laid down after the van.
Right, let's find out who is in the car and what their interest is.
Don't suppose you have much chance to get out and about. Do you miss it?
Oh, security's not all driving a desk rod.
When did you leave the force, then?
8 or 9 years ago, just after pace. I didn't see any point in nicking scroats just to smother them in cotton wool.
It's not always the way, Frank.
Keep telling yourself that, Rod. Look at this lot. Thousands of pounds spent on prevention. Videos, posters, all the rest. Still they leave the kegs lying around. Come on. Let's go and talk nicely to the landlord, get him shifted.
You reckon he's going to listen?
Either that or we go around checking every fire door, go through his book, see there's nothing iffy in his stock.
You're joking.
Nah, fear of God stuff. Usually does the trick. If all else fails, we can always ask him how much longer he's got on his tenancy.
Any joy?
Oh, yeah. Caretaker was very helpful. had stuck around any longer, he would have grassed up the whole estate.
Anything on the car?
Yeah, belongs to a Roy Gilliard. Apparently he was in a collision with a dust cart. That's how the door got smashed in.
Should pick on someone his own size.
Yeah, he's a new tenant. The caretaker says he's not been any trouble to anyone. Didn't even kick up a fuss about the car.
Oh, well, anything for a quiet life.
Yeah, to explain why he didn't come forward last night. Probably doesn't want to get involved.
Well, let's see what this Mr. Gilliard's got to say for himself now, then.
He's out. Don't know when he'll be back.
Do you mind if we come in, Mrs. Gilliard?
Don't worry, none of it's wet.
Oh, I'm sure it'll look very nice when it's finished.
Just a bit late paying, that's all. Yeah, well, he's not known for sticking to anything, my husband.
Do you know where your husband is, Mrs. Gilliard?
Said he was looking for work.
Well, he may have witnessed a serious incident. He might be able to help us.
I'll tell him.
Well, if you could just tell us where he is.
I said I'll tell him.
Nice house.
Yeah, it's only council. We swapped it for here, did an exchange.
Oh, yeah? Where was that?
Essex, Arlo Newtown.
Well, that must have been a bit of a wrench.
What do you think?
So, you've no idea where we might find your husband, then?
Some mates showed up. Might be with them.
Do you know where they're staying?
Came down a couple of weeks ago. Hardly seen Roy since. Ain't had a chance to ask.
How about their names?
Nope, none of my business. Sorry.
She's lying.
Yeah, it goes without saying. What'd you make of a flat?
A dump. Why?
Would you move from a nice little house in Harlow to that?
Not without good reason.
What have you got, Matt?
Railway Hotel, Canley Street. 3 blokes. Landlord saw them taking turns to inspect his yard.
Could be the team on the recce.
Who have you got near there?
Rod Skase, he's doing the pubs on that side of the ground, but he's got that brewery guy with him.
That doesn't matter. Get him over there and tell him to sit tight. We don't want these guys knowing that we're taking an interest.
So,
No, nothing on Gilliard.
Oh, not to worry, Donna. It was always going to be a long shot. They only moved to Scannell about 6 months ago.
What about the PNC?
Ripping off the dole, that's about it.
Know the name there. Hold on. I knew I'd seen it before.
What's that?
The list from that brewery guy. All the possibles for keg theft in Essex.
And?
Gilliard's on it.
D.C.'s case.
Yeah, that's right. Right, why don't you tell us what happened then?
There were 3 blokes, young guys. My barman spotted them sniffing round the back.
That's where you keep your empty kegs, yeah?
Yeah. 2 of them had a swift half and were away.
What about their mates?
Threw in the pool room. A different kettle of fish, though. It looks like he settled in for the afternoon.
How many exits are there from the bars?
Front and side. I can lock the side if you want.
No, it's best he doesn't know anyone's taking an interest.
Right.
Do you recognise him?
Yeah. Not all I expected, though. Back in Harlow, he was on our list. Never thought he was that involved. Just a hanger-on.
Who is he?
Gilliard. Roy Gilliard.
Right, we'll take the car around the front and wait. Cheers.
up to now we've had Gilliard down as a possible witness. His car was the one on the scene last night, but this was well after the robbery.
Going back to check his handiwork.
Could be. Dave's done a PNC.
Shoplifting, a couple of TICs, the most recent, 3 cases of DSS fraud.
Yeah, it's hardly in the same league, is it?
Well, Gilliard's the only lead we've got at the moment, so I'd like you to stick with him, Alistair, in case he turns up with something.
No one's watching the side door. Gilliard could just walk.
I know.
Someone's got to cover it, Rod. If Gilliard goes that way, we've lost him.
The D.C.I says we're to stay low and not risk Gilliard spotting us.
He also said not to lose him. I was this close before, Rod. Don't ask me to let him slip again.
No.
Listen, I'm not some jumped-up jerk in uniform. I was doing this sort of job when you were still catching tadpoles.
Forget it, Frank.
This is your call. You asked me to sit here, I'll sit here, but no one's going to thank us for losing him.
All right. But as soon as we get back up, you're out of here. Understood? Frank! You take the side, I'll take the front!
He's gone through there.
No, you don't. All right, just get off me, all right?
Sorry,
It's
sir.
okay. Off!
Is that hurt?
It's okay.
Open the guard, you
Don't do this,
crippled last
Frank.
night.
You don't
Want
need
some
this,
more?
Frank.
Oh! We had to nick him. He recognised me.
The instructions were to keep clear.
He ran. He resisted. Look at Rod's case. He's got the injuries to prove it.
And you're going to be a witness, are you?
Yeah, the landlord will back us up and all.
That's very convenient.
It all adds to the pressure. We had Gilliard in the frame before on the Harlow jobs.
I thought you said you didn't have proof on anybody. You told D.C. Scarce he only had Gilliard on the touchline. He wasn't one of the main players.
So? We got a witness. Puts him at the scene last night. He was at the brewery. We know that much.
After the burglary. It's not much of an ID.
Well, Gilliard's not to know that, is he? Tell him the security guard recognised him. Tell him anything.
What, misleading a suspect?
Why not?
Because if we do things your way, the CPS will take great delight in chucking it straight back at us. It's called perverting the course of justice.
There's ways round that.
Not in mine, Nick, there isn't.
These all Gilliard's known associates.
Yeah, there's a couple with form for violence. Doesn't make nice reading.
Gilliard should have done himself a favour and ditched a few of them when he left Harlow.
Maybe like the company. Some do. Makes them feel big.
What you got?
Try this one for size. Name's Winston Earl. Full counts of GBH, malicious wounding. Most recent was scrap metal theft.
Thanks, Donna.
Well, it's a total cock-up. The longer we keep Gilliard in custody, the more alarm bells are going to ring for his mates.
But they won't know we've got him yet, sir.
No, but if this Winston Earl's involved, it's not going to be very long before he notices Gilliard's not there, and he'll get suspicious.
But if we let Gilliard loose, it's just going to warn him off.
We haven't got the grounds to hold him after the 6 anyway, Alistair.
What about the assault on Rod? Doesn't that give us grounds?
There was no assault, sir. It was just a mess.
Well, if we want a result, we're going to have to work with what we got, so... Suzi, you get down to the Railway Hotel, Canley Street, and see if Phil's photo rings any bells with the landlord.
Gov.
Alistair, you and me will take Gilliard.
Keg theft's a money spinner, Roy. Well, you'd know that from your Harlow days. Be a bit hard to turn your back on, especially if you need the money.
That doesn't justify what happened to the guard, though, does it? He's still on a life support.
I had nothing to do with it.
And why should I believe you?
You don't have to.
All right. Let's say I go along with you.
How do you mean?
Well, I've had a look at your record. You're not a violent man.
Well, then.
You've just been keeping some evil company.
Did they come looking, Roy? Your wife said they just turned up on the doorstep.
I've got some mates down. Big deal. Don't mean nothing.
All right, let's say you were on this burglary last night. For sake of argument, someone asked you to go along. They wanted local knowledge.
Me? Local?
Yeah, you lived here 6 months. More than enough time to find your way around. At least you'd know the roads better than them.
So you went along with it, but when you got there, you didn't like what happened. The assault. So then you went back to see what happened to the guard.
All right. I was there. After. Saw the guard and that. Don't mean I had nothing to do with the kegs being nicked.
That means you've got a conscience, Roy. It counts.
No, I can't, right? I just can't.
Are you scared of them?
No. It's not just me, is it?
Your wife?
I can't. Please.
Why not, Roy?
Because they're evil. You don't know them. I'm just a little guy, right? Why does everyone pick on me?
What's with your governor? It's like he don't want a result.
Not a bad one, no.
Oh, come off it. Gilliard's as guilty as sin.
You've got no proof.
All that's needed is a bit of pressure.
Well, like saying he's going to be charged of assaulting a police officer.
Yeah, name of the game, Rod. The more leverage you got, the better.
Times change, Frank.
Oh, yeah? Tell that to the poor idiot in intensive care.
I think he's a lot more involved than he's letting on. And all this rubbish about his wife, I don't believe a word of it.
Gov. The landlord's put the finger on Earl and this one. He's Earl's cousin. He said they were definitely the two drinking with Gilliard at lunchtime.
Right, thanks, Suzi.
Sure.
Explains why Gilliard's loath to come across. I'd think twice before grassing up Winston Earl.
Well, let's not give him the choice, eh?
How do you mean?
Well, Gilliard's playing the odds. So he thinks we've either got nothing on him, so he'll walk, or we'll nick a lot of them, including him.
So?
So let's give him a rude awakening. Let's give him something to be really frightened of. Sorry to keep you, Mr. Gilliard. We're just checking through a couple of things. The officer will show you through to custody where you can collect your belongings. Sorry to have detained you.
What?
You're free to go. Once you've got your things, you can leave the station. Dave?
OK, this way, please, sir.
What are they?
Few of your mates. Winston Earl, his cousin. These are the bodies we want, not you.
What have you got on them? Says who?
That's right, Roy, you don't need to comment. You've already helped us enough.
I haven't helped you.
Haven't you?
No.
Well, if you say so, Roy.
Hang on. What are you going to do?
Well, I don't think you need 3 guesses, do you, Roy?
You're setting me up. That's what this is all about. You're going to let Winston think it was me that grassed.
Why would we want to do that?
If I'm not charged, Winston's going to think it was me.
Is that right, Dave?
Right, please, this way, come on.
Look, I can help you, but I've got to be well out of it, right?
How could you help us, Roy?
I grew up with Winston, right? And the others. They're like nutters. We all put it about, but they moved on. ABH, GBH. Winston even went tooled.
Is that why you moved away?
Winston shot a bloke once. He ripped Winston off or something, and Winston shot him. That's out of my league.
So when they approached you, you couldn't say no?
Something like that. It's like you said. Earl came asking. I was desperate.
What about the money you got from the Harlow jobs?
What money?
Oh, come on, you were earning.
They were. I wasn't. All I ever got was a drink. Were you arrested, Earl, yet?
Not yet.
Don't. Look, there's a job on tonight.
The Railway Hotel?
They won't do it if I'm not there. I'll set them up.
You're going to have to give me more than that.
The Smelt. Sparrow Road. I'll get them to lead you straight to it. You'll have the lot.
All right. Say we go along with you. What's in it for you?
You let me disappear first, right? You do Winston at the Smelt. I'll be long gone by then.
Yeah, but if you're not nicked, Earl's still going to be suspicious.
Pick me up later, at home. Let Winston know I've been arrested, only my wife's come over with an alibi. He'll buy that.
No. Sailing far too close to the wind.
Well, we haven't got any choice, sir. If we want the scum who did this guard, we've got to go along with Gilead. And I think he wants Winston Earl nicked as much as we do.
You believe him?
No, I think so far he still has a pack of lies. But I also think he's scared enough to go along with it.
You've got names? Why rely on Gilead?
We haven't got any proof. And this way I think I can get it. But we need approval from AXO, sir, which means you sanctioning it.
No, Jack, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. This could end up a hostage to fortune.
Well, if we charge the team with what we got, CPS will just wipe their feet on us.
I'm sorry, Jack.
There is also the area of interagency cooperation to be considered, sir.
Meaning?
Well, meaning if we don't get a result, all our work with brewery security will deem to be a failure on both sides.
Are you thinking of arresting the whole team?
Yeah, well, that way Chivers will get his 50 minutes of glory. The brewery will be happy, we'll all be happy. Well, it's up to you, sir. Has anybody heard from Suzi?
Oh, yeah, she's in position at the pub, sir. Sergeant Gregg just dropped her off.
Right, Rod and I'll be at the Smelt, so let me know what happens.
Right.
What about him, sir?
We've got room for a passenger. Do you want to come?
No. Thanks anyway.
You sure?
A few years back, maybe. Different ball game these days, isn't it?
I chucked the last ones out about 15 minutes ago.
Oh, Ta. Shouldn't be long now, then. Could you switch the lights out, please?
Yeah. Or would you like something stronger?
No, best not. Ta.
Okay, Suzi. Backup's all here. Now we wait.
Right, Jim. Let's just pray they don't get cold feet.
Now that business with Chivers.
Forget it, Rod. You got it wrong, that's all.
I thought I could rely on him. Said he had 20 years in, ex-job and all that.
What he didn't tell you was that the last 7 years he spent behind a desk. Very few people tell the truth, Rod. Particularly when you first meet them.
Target in sight, Suzi.
Looks like Earl, Sarge. He's in the yard.
Gilead's there.
They're all in the yard now. Yeah, they're all loaded up.
He's getting in. They're on their way. Gilliard's in the van.
Meadows to all units. Targets on the move.
They're taking a right into Canley Street. Turning left into Commercial Street. All yours, Dave.
Target picked up in Harbour Road.
He's going left into Sparrow Road, sir. I see him. He's coming straight for the smell, Gov.
I've got it, Quinnan. Pull in.
Right, sir.
What's his game? It's as though he wants to get done.
That's his problem, not ours.
We've got backup on the only other exit. Everybody's ready, Gov.
We'll leave it for a couple of minutes till they get going with the kegs.
It looks like we've hit the jackpot this time. The smelt.
Still no sign of Gilliard leaving.
Well, he's had his chance. He knows what he's doing. Meadows to all units. Go, go, go.
All right, but we ain't talked before, right? You're gonna hit me the same as the rest, okay?
You're gonna get 18 months minimum for this.
I know. I just couldn't risk him finding out, that's all. Who crossed me, huh?
Well, there's a pretty good chance he's gonna know anyway.
Yeah, but this way he can't be certain, can he? If I go down with the others, he's still guessing. Anyway, you're better off inside. He can't do much to me there.
No.
Will you tell the wife?
Yeah, I'll tell her. You never know. The DSS might pay her electric bill.